So, I'm going to take a little different turn right now. Obviously things aren't ideal, with how we're practicing agriculture in Iowa and beyond. But there are steps that we can take to protect ourselves and our loved ones. And one of the ways is to locate and eat responsibly raised, clean food. And not only is that healthier for us, but what it does is it supports and helps to grow a healthier local foods system in Iowa. And so our next speaker, Michelle Kenyon, is going to tell us kind of how we can get there, how we can do that, and what we can do right now. Michelle is the executive director of Field to Family. And Field to Family is a comprehensive regional food hub and market. It has partnerships with producers, institutions, and community members in the area here. It's really a great resource for people in the Iowa City and surrounding areas. Michelle has organized several different initiatives at Field to Family, including a farm to school program and an online farmers markets. And she's going to talk to us tonight about how to access healthy foods through food hubs, CSAs, farmers markets, and other avenues. So Michelle, thank you for coming and sharing with us tonight.
Right. Hi, everyone. Thank you for that nice introduction, Diane, and for having me here. I am not sure if I can be heard. Let's see. I'm a little shook right now. This has been incredibly informative panel discussion. I live in a bubble. I'll tell you that. I'm really focused on the work that we're doing and our goals. I'm really thankful to hear these stories and to learn more about the challenges of our current system. So I'm going to dive in a little bit about the organization Field to Family. We're really focused on increasing access to healthy and local foods, and also providing that education and that food system education that's required for people to better understand how to make food choices every day. We have been around a while. Field to Family has appeared in many different avenues in this community. We started off as a food festival, celebrating local food and the culinary excellence of our chefs. We brought the farm to school through educational programs and then working very closely with school nutrition directors to understand procurement and their food system needs for their cafeterias, as well as bringing the farm to school through farmer fairs and school gardens. And then we also were a local chapter of Buy Fresh, Buy Local, where we promoted local food, local farms, and all the places you can get it. And then ultimately, we worked with the county. Johnson County launched a food policy council back in 2012, and we did a comprehensive analysis of our food system and our biggest challenges and what were some of the gaps. And we identified several gaps, and what climbed to the top was the need for more of a wholesale availability of local food. Because with our Farm to School chapter, we were working to procure local for the school system, but at the time, the school was serving 6,000. This one school district here, Iowa City Community Schools, they were serving 6,000 kids a day. So for local to get into that kitchen, well, we needed more local food availability. So our goal was to scale up, but the infrastructure wasn't there for it, right? So we knew we had to build the infrastructure. We studied the local food system here, what's already built up infrastructure. And these are older studies here, but they haven't changed much because even after the study that came out that talked about how far our food traveled, we as a nation adopted policies that allowed more imports from more countries, which did happen. And so we continued to have that big distance where our food continues to travel. There's generally accepted facts about our global food system that we just have inequitable access. We have planned food waste, like it's intentional. to have food waste. And Chris and other speakers have covered a lot of the other components of this. So ultimately, we're looking at the prize. We're looking at building new infrastructure for a community-based food system. We know from research that has been done by Johns Hopkins about what the benefits are of food systems. When we actually invest in them, we're investing in our health, we're investing in our economy, and we're investing in our environment. We know that that it takes a lot of inputs and outputs to build this system and to feed ourselves. We know we can do that in a way that that can actually enhance our health and enhance our environment, enhance our economy. It comes down to knowing our farmers, though. Generally, community food systems are more likely to promote healthier diets, support small businesses, mitigate climate change, all these positive things you can see from work that has been done by Johns Hopkins and others. Now, I'm here to talk to you about Field to Family. There are many, many people who make our food system what it is, and there are many organizations and initiatives at the state and local level working on a community food system basis. We're doing a very focused area. We cannot do it all, but by running a food hub, you still only know one food hub if you know one. So it's generally an entity that aggregates, procures, and stores and distributes and markets local food. For Field to Family, our goal is to increase access to healthy and local foods, providing that food system education that's required to do so. We ultimately know that we can only do so much, and partnerships are key. So we work very closely with schools. We work very closely with producers. We provide the education that's needed to get them to access local foods and operate the food hub. It takes a lot of partners to make this happen. We've been growing this list now since we launched in 2019. But ultimately, it's a lot of hands-on work. And when we talk about building infrastructure, we're really talking about that. We're not driving down the straight and narrow road. We're not looking at something pretty and clean. It is not always easy. We are trying to get producers' crops to where they're needed and how they're needed. We're doing this in a way where we focus on wholesale for sure. That's our number one. 90% of the work that we do is cases of foods delivered wholesale. We also offer an online market still here in Iowa City because we're still working to leverage our producers to be able to grow more, and they have to start somewhere. They can't fill a case yet, so they can give you a bunch. We start them where they can. And then we work with other food hubs in the state. It's really amazing how we've been seeing them grow and their capacity grow. So we're able to get products from Farm Table, which is based in Western Iowa, here when we need them and when our producers don't have them here. And when our producers have extras here, then we're able to get them there. Ultimately, it's about knowing seasonality. This is what we talk about all the time. We're working with school nutrition directors who are used to reading their options and having very clear choices from the distributor they have a contract with. They do not need to think about seasonality when it comes to that. We need to get in their menu. Their menus, they take a month, it's usually a month out to get on there. So we need to work with them. Production is another thing. While we have some schools that love to shuck corn, we have a lot of schools that don't have the capacity, interest, or desire. Producer partnerships are key to this. We started off working with about 12 producers. We had to start where we could. Wholesale was very important. We were a young food hub, so we needed to work with experienced wholesale producers. So ultimately, that's what we started off with. Luckily, we were able to work with many of them to start new farmers to be able to start growing smaller amounts, but then year after year, they would find new markets, including markets with us, and they would be able to provide more foods. So we work really hard to now we're actively producing from or purchasing from about 80 producers. This takes a lot of training and time to get them wholesale ready. Again, like some of them aren't there yet, so that's why we offer the online market still. Relationship building is so important, and there's my timer. So I'm just going to tell you now that yes, we are a food hub here based in Iowa City. We serve a lot of different institutions now, over 20 counties, which has been a game changer for our organization. We've had to level up our infrastructure, our storage. We're bursting at the seams. We need more food storage. But ultimately, it's been an amazing experience to be able to work with, well, 36 school nutrition directors, 24 food access agencies. And then, of course, we still have regular, restaurants and caterers that are looking for us. And what we provide is mostly produce, 51%. But ultimately, it's about the access to and education for. We have more information available. You can order from field to family in multiple languages. And then we also want to get the word out that, hey, we are one access point. We know we are not perfect. We may not be able to get you what you need. Most people go to the grocery store for their food. So when you do go to the grocery store, look for the signage, ask their definition of local, think seasonal also, what's in season, what's out. Direct from producers, CSAs, and farmers markets are amazing here, and choose them first when you can. If you can access them, we have a great farmers market, so does Cedar Rapids. And then agritourism is still growing here. It's amazing. It's a great opportunity. So there's a couple links to find these access points. And then there's a couple more events coming up. In fact, there's a happy hour tomorrow, Lone Tree, on local foods. So anyway, this is more, please connect with us. We are always looking for help on our advisory council. That's my time. Thank you so much.